Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, I wonder if any of you guys can guess where we are right now. Well, where are we? Okay, I'll show you. We're right at the end of Pattaya Bay, and there's the lighthouse. And we're going to do a cost of living video because every year I like to do one and update it and give you a full chart, an adjusted chart, and everything. So we're doing that this video, okay? And it has changed. It has gone more expensive, and you'll see on the chart if you look at the old videos, you'll see. And what we're going to do, while I'm doing it, I'm going to show you the way to get somewhere you may not possibly know. I'm not going to tell you where it is. I'm going to take you, but I'm going to take you right now to a particularly good viewpoint, a really good one, probably one of the best in Pattaya. And we have to go up those steps, up that stone staircase. And it's a long way up the top. I'll be shattered by the time I get to the top of it. But it's worth it because it's a really good view. We'll stop halfway up and then we'll continue right to the top. And I'll take you somewhere, okay? And what we'll do is we'll start the chat now about the cost of living in Pattaya. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, the cost's gone through the roof in Thailand. And the truth is, it has only done that for the extras, not for living. I mean, as many of you are aware, the cost of most normal things in Thailand is far, far cheaper than most countries in the West. I mean, such as property rental, like condos or houses. I mean, they're a third of the cost, like 30% of the cost. Food. You can buy food in supermarkets or normal markets, not imported food. That's a different thing because that has duty on it. So stuff that's produced or grown in Thailand, food is dirt cheap here, really, really cheap. Clothes, for example, in markets. I mean, you can buy T-shirts for 100 baht, or better quality ones for 200 or 300. Now, this is only halfway up where we are now. I just thought I'd show you the view because it's particularly nice. But we have more steps to climb. We're still on the way up. So we're not there yet. Okay? You don't need thick clothing here. You just need T-shirts and shorts a lot of the time. Transport. I mean, transport's dirt cheap, like the boat taxis and things, or the price of petrol or gas, as you call it, if you've got a motorbike, very cheap. Restaurants are cheap, especially the Thai restaurants. They're so cheap. Like you can go Thai barbecue, or you can buy off the barrows. Extremely cheap. Sunshine. Oh no, that's free, isn't it? But it's still something which you cannot get in many European countries, isn't it? Right? But here, it's in abundance every day in Thailand. The only thing that can be expensive here are things connected with having a party lifestyle, such as company, shall we call it, and going out all the time. But you're talking about the cost of retiring here, aren't you? Yeah? And you have to change your mindset because you're not on vacation anymore. You're retired. And I don't think that you will be partying every night if you were retired in your own country, would you? So how do you want to retire here? It really depends on what you can afford to a great degree. You have, I assume, already been here on vacation. Now, what did you do when you came on vacation? Did you spend all your time on the golf course or in go-go bars? Are you still a party animal or an OAP? Did you come for the girls or the warm climate? One thing you need to understand is that there is, or should be, a world of difference between coming on holiday and living here. I remember when I used to come here on holiday for 2 or 3 weeks, and I went around the bars and clubs and everything every night and changed company every night. I had to sleep in the afternoon to recover and then off again every evening. We're going to go down and we're going to turn left and go down those steps. Now this is where we're going to. Now a lot of you guys will know where we are, but that letter P in front of you, the back of it, should be a clue. But we'll go down the steps. Great view from up here, absolutely great view. This is about 10 o'clock in the morning. I came early on purpose because I knew there wouldn't be many people here. In fact, I think there's only 2 couples, that's all, or a couple, 2 or 3 girls, and that's it. So you don't get any hassle. So we'll just have a little look around. You see, it's easy to get to. People used to think, well, I used to think, that you would get up directly from underneath it, but no, you have to go around the back to get to it. So we'll just have a little look, and then I'll continue with the chat. Just let me turn around and show you the full view, and then we'll carry on. Look at the view there. Good, eh? So that's where we are. I think you've seen that a few times, haven't you? But maybe not from this angle. Right, let's carry on with what we're saying. I'm just talking about when I came on holiday. I went home totally shattered and took a month to recover. Now, if that is what you think you're going to be doing when you come to live here, be prepared for a very short life, because your body will just give up. Seriously though, guys, you cannot maintain that level of partying when you live here. It's not just your body that will feel the strain, but your finances would as well. Partying is expensive, and much more so since the reopening after COVID. You have to cut back dramatically on the going out. Now, some guys cut back by having a regular girlfriend. So you have a partner to stay with, stay in with, watch movies, or take a walk with, or just go have a couple of beers with. But it's much cheaper. Having said that, it does come with its own separate expenses, because it depends on the girl, of course. Because normally, if the girl was working in a bar and was very attractive, she would be making large amounts of money, obviously from customers. Now she's sacrificing that to be with you, and you'll be expected to make up the difference, because in Thailand there's virtually no social security, and the state pension is a joke. So the girls are morally obligated to take care of their families. I mean, some have children, some don't, but they usually have mothers or fathers, or both, or grandparents who took care of them when they were younger, and they now have to return that favour. Just to give you some idea, a very attractive girl can easily make 100,000 baht. That's 2,900 US dollars, or 2,400 British pounds per month, working in Pattaya. I mean, 2 particular girls come to mind. I would class both of them as an 8+ or a 9. One works in a dancing bar, and the other one works on soy honey. And I've known both of them for a few years. And whenever I've had a conversation with each of them individually about why, with them both being so attractive, neither of them has a full-time boyfriend, I got the same answer from each of them. When they told any potential boyfriend how much they made and how much the boyfriend would need to compensate them for giving up work, the potential boyfriend was shocked and exited stage left immediately. So, if you want a girl to come live with you, and you can't expect to get an 8 or a 9, for example, for a few thousand baht a month. Now, regarding the normal cost of living here for regular things, like a condo or a house, as I said before, they're very, very, very cheap compared to the West. If you look at my condo videos, there's a whole bunch of condo videos you can look at, and it gives you an idea. It gives you a whole range of expensive ones to cheap ones and everything in between, and you just find something that fits your pocket, you know. Now, if you can cook, for example, like I do, I enjoy cooking. I cook for myself all the time, every day. And I'm a good cook. But I enjoy doing it, and I go buy food at the market or the supermarket or a Big C or wherever, and I make my own food, stir fries and stuff like that, and it is incredibly cheap. I mean, I can eat for peanuts, you know. I mean, really, really, really cheap and good food, you know. Other things like, for example, the dentist. I mean, I went to the dentist not long ago, had a filling, and it was like, just a couple of thousand baht or something. It was, compared to the West, it's like 10 times cheaper for a dentist. And also an optician. If you ever saw the video I did on the opticians on Soy Buakhao, which is just near the market, lovely lady, and she's so good. She made me some glasses. Which were, I think, 5,000 baht, if I remember rightly, something like that. And they're really, really good. I mean, slightly tinted and progressive lenses and everything, and absolutely so cheap compared to the West. So there's lots of things, not just food and the regular stuff. There's everything is cheaper, more or less. So really, the only thing which could be considered expensive here is attractive company. Now, if you're okay with, say, slightly older company, that can also be very cheap. I would say that for a regular lifestyle, you'll be paying less than half of what you would in a Western country. I mean, as a rule, it's not so easy to work in Thailand as a foreigner. And so many retirees will have to make do with the cash that they've saved up, i.e. your nest egg, or what income you can make from abroad, not from this country, from abroad, or a good pension. I mean, some of you guys have got excellent military pensions, for example, which is plenty, you know. You can live like a king on a really good pension. Or other people rent out their houses in their own country. I know an English guy has 3 or 4 houses that he's got in England, and he rents them out, and he makes his money from that. So, I mean, how much money do you need to transfer? I wouldn't transfer a lot. I don't think it's a good idea at all. And I personally wouldn't buy property here. I would always rent, although some people think differently. I mean, I know a guy who bought a condo, an English guy bought a condo, and, well, 2 of them actually I'm thinking of, and neither of them made money. One paid 3 million for a condo, which is now valued at 2.5 million, and it's so difficult to sell them because there's just too many on the market. Another guy bought a condo 2 years before COVID. He bought it to rent it, okay? He's never had it rented for a single day. So, probably because it was slightly out of the touristy areas. I mean, if you bought a place in somewhere like the base or something and put it on Airbnb, then you'd do well. But you have to know these things before you buy, you know? You need to know where to buy. So if you're not going to buy a property, then why would you transfer money here? Large amounts of money. Why would you do that? I mean, in my opinion, your money is safer in a bank in your own country, as long as your own country is stable. A good Western country, for example, or Australia or the US, anything like that, it's much safer there, in my opinion. So, how much money do you need to live comfortably here in Pattaya as a monthly income? Well, Thai immigration suggests that you need 65,000 baht per month, which is 1900 US dollars or 1500 British pounds. I think you don't actually need that much if you're not going to be partying. In my opinion, you could manage on 50,000, not 65, but 65 would give you a good lifestyle, as long as you're not out partying. I mean, something else that you should be aware of is the price of cars or SUVs or anything here if you intend to buy a car. Second-hand car prices are unbelievably high, and depreciation is very, very slow. I was shocked to see like a 5-year-old tatty car bringing prices that you would pay for an immaculate 2-year-old one in the West. I think it's caused by the crazy high import tax on new cars which they have here. Another thing that you should know is where to live in Pattaya. The most expensive areas and the cheaper areas. Like the central Pattaya is the most expensive area to live. That's where all the tourists stay, and it's full of all the temptations to spend your money. The next area is like North Pattaya around Wongamat, which is beautiful and quiet, but still quite expensive. And then you've got Pratamnak, which is where I live, which is lovely and quiet and not too expensive. Then you've got Jomtien, which many of you seem to favour, and that's equally lovely and pretty cheap. And lastly, there's the dark side, which is cheap. Now, I'm going to put a chart up on the screen now, and we'll go through the chart about costs of living here. Okay? Now, you start off with the condo rent. I mean, I wouldn't go below 10,000. I think you probably won't be terribly happy with anything below 10,000, unless you're very lucky and you go outside of the main centre. But you can go 15 or more. Visa agents fees. Now, you need to put, if you're going to do it officially, you need to put 800,000 Thai baht into a Thai bank to get a retirement visa, which is 23,000 US dollars or 19,000 British pounds or 34,000 Australian dollars or 21,000 euros. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to transfer that money, there are alternatives. You can go to a good agent who will do it on your behalf and charge you a fee. Fees vary from agent to agent, but it is a good way to do it, and many people do. Now, that fee of 2,500 is a permanent ongoing fee, because you need to renew your retirement visa every year. So when it comes time to renew, you've got to pay it. And it's around that sort of figure. If you add that up by 12, you've got about 30,000. That's sort of the figure you would be paying. I mean, electric and water, they're a little bit higher, but very much less than you would imagine. I mean, 2,000 baht for electric and water. Food, I've put the price up on food because a lot of guys like to go out, and before I hadn't included that. And you do go out and eat out, quite often. So that's at 9,000 baht. Your phone, 500 baht for your Wi-Fi and your phone pack. That's about right. Soft drinks and water, a couple of thousand baht. On earlier charts for transport, I had put the costs of fuel for a motorbike, but many people say they don't want to do motorbike, and they're all going to use Grab taxi or Bolt taxis, which is better. So I've put that in at like 100 baht a day, which is okay. Beers, 4 a day? Some people will think that's too much, others will think it's not enough. We'll take it down the middle now. Medical insurance, 4,000 baht a month. That works out for about the right figure you would have to pay for medical insurance for a fit, healthy 50-year-old. Okay? That's about what you'll pay. Laundry, 1,000 baht. It's not expensive. Toiletries, and your condo Wi-Fi and stuff like that. That's about right, around 1,000. So those are accurate figures. Now, the other thing is not included. Optional company at 2,000 baht a time, which is what it costs these days. You won't get it for much less than that. You might in a GC, but not people come out, not too much. Anyway, I just put in 2,000 because it's a fair figure. So I haven't included that, of course. So if you add it all up, it comes to 48,500 baht, which is US about $1,400, pounds like 1077, Australian dollars just over 2,000. That's the sort of figure we're talking about. And I think that's a pretty accurate figure. A lot of it is my costs, what I pay. So obviously it's accurate because I pay it and I live here. So it's not a guess, you know what I mean? It's an accurate figure. So if you're thinking of coming to live here, as I said before, it's not expensive for all the normal things. What has gone up is the cost of company. That has gone up, and that's more than doubled in some cases, So you've got to bear that in mind. Yeah. Up to you whether you want to spend money on that. You can go the route I mentioned before, which is have a regular girl, but that will cost you. That will cost probably 10,000-15,000 a month for average company. You want something special, 2 or 3 or even 4 times that. Yeah, okay. So that's running through a chart. That's probably most things that you need to consider. I think we've covered most of it. Anyway, one thing you do need to do, which I've just recently done, is have a look at the latest Patreon video, because I've just done one to teach you how to do soy 6, because a lot of people are intimidated by it, and this video tells you the whole story, exactly how to get the best out of it. Okay, anyway guys, a good place to end here, isn't it? So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, ring the bell, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. Just another update. I'll do one every year and update you, okay, on prices. Thanks a lot, guys. See you in the next video.